Hi everyone, the following is an intro of what this channel has accomplished. It's about 10-12 minutes. If you don't want to watch it, just simply fast forward.
I kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. Seriously, that's what I heard, like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Why am I hearing the word campus security? I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. I don't really, and that could be in his past as well. That might not mean that he just does it right now. And names can be, like I said, interconnects can happen, so they might not even fit this case, or they can be connections to someone. I keep getting like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit.
Good.
So that tells me that he wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
8-year-old Brian Koberger. He was arrested Friday in
I also get the name Richard again.
I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Q and O. I don't know, I hear something like Quentin or Quentin. I've heard that. I'm not sure if it fits here at all, but I'm seeing trash and I'm not sure, but I've gotten it a lot, so it fits someone.
9:42 Wednesday morning, Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost like the trash truck is around the same time that he left. That's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash?
Okay.
Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill. Could be that's where maybe the cops think that he is. Like he's in a trash bag, but...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
If he's still alive, which honestly earlier I felt he was, and I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
A 3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
For some reason, I do want to go out the back of the house though. But like to the wooded area, but I don't.
He was last seen on Friday playing with his dad in their backyard.
And I said like within 3 miles by a log. I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed. And I truly...
My kid, I would want somebody to come help.
We are live as law enforcement and volunteers search late into the night to find...
I see him running to the woods.
Like, Cam, like, is this an abduction or did he run off? Because then they give me the Riker thing. No, I keep getting the repeated image of him running to the woods.
It's like right in their backyard.
Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods.
Okay.
He's got to be within 2 miles. I keep getting that 2 mile. So like I keep getting reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay.
And we were like, what the heck? What do you mean he's in a bush? I said he's in a bush and there's searchers around him, but they've missed him.
Okay.
Because he's in this bush.
And I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods, and I listened good. I heard like a whimpering kind of noise. And at that point, I was like, there's no other kids here. It's got to be JJ. So sure enough, I went in the woods, and about 100 feet from where I was at, I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
The person.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Hi guys. Sorry, I was on mute. Good to see you. So, don't know how I'm gonna do this tonight, but we're gonna try to see what we can get on the submarine, submersible, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those things. So, actually pulled something about this in one of my auto writes that is in the World Events auto writes. I think it was number 6. That was January of last year. So I just feel a pull to it, I guess. But last night they were showing me certain things and I don't really understand what they meant. So I'm trying to go a little bit deeper. I'm trying to see what we can find out. I'm trying to see maybe what happened, where they are, what's going on. I'm trying to cough at the same time. So usually that coughing is not me, that's spirit. So for those of you that are new here, there are ways to support me in the description box below. I do offer also, I am offering the mediumship keychains and necklaces if anybody is interested in that as well. My old podcast is down there, the information for my book, all of that. And today we're going to have Lizzie helping me out because Tammy's, I think, still on vacation or asleep, one or the other. She fills in when Tammy can't. So those are my girls, and that's what they're here to do. They are just the sitter to bounce off of. So as I always say, they do not know everything and they do not need to know everything. They are only there to bounce off of, keep the energy flowing. So I'm not talking to myself. They will validate what they know. Okay. So everybody thinks that they're supposed to know things. Sometimes we just jump on and do stuff like there's no time to do a bunch of research. It's fine. They don't need to. I don't need that. I just need them to be there to bounce off of. So that is why I have a sitter. So information can be past, present, or future. Now, we did find out from the impromptu reading I did last night. It wasn't even a reading. It was just stuff that was coming to me that I needed to say or would repeat and drive me crazy. You guys don't understand when spirit's adamant about something, they will repeat until I say it. So I had to do the video. And I was talking about a female, right? Well, there was a female that was basically rescued off of the last time that this went missing. This is not the first time this has gone missing. So remember, past, present, and future I can get, okay? So not everything I get in this reading is going to just surround this situation right now or this time frame, Okay. I can also pick up things that are around the company, that are around the people, or around whatever, the timing of things. Okay. So do keep that in mind. Things can also be symbolic. Spirit loves to use symbolism. And they use things as I reference them or understand them or my experiences. They will bring them to me as I relate to them. For instance, controls. Just because I see something on a dash a certain way does not mean that it's literally like that. It is symbolic for the controls of the vessel, the controls of the airplane, whatever. It's symbolic because how I relate to that is how they are showing it to me, okay? So they use things that I know and seen in my life to try to explain or show me stuff. And multiple meanings when it comes to numbers and things like that. Like, say, if I say 3 miles, it may be 3 days. It may be 3 miles. It may be, I don't know. 3 people may be alive. I don't know. I took it as miles, but sometimes it can mean something else. So as I get the information, Lizzie will probably just say yes or validate whatever one she knows or doesn't know. It doesn't matter. She's just going to be there to bounce off of. We're going to hang on to everything that doesn't make sense as it may make sense later. And I will get factual information. It doesn't mean that I know it. Even if I do know it, I'm still going to say it. I will never give you anything that I do not know or I do not get. Okay. So everything that I tell you guys is something I'm hearing, I'm seeing, I'm sensing, I'm getting, I'm feeling. All right. A lot of times I will start feeling things as spirit is coming in. I've already been feeling things for the whole time we've been trying to get on here and do this reading. Me and Lizzie like to talk a lot. So it took us a while, but last night as I was going to sleep when we were talking about this, I was getting the pressure in my ears. That was from them because of the pressure of the water. It was not my own thing. When I woke up, it was gone. So I will start to feel things as things come in. I do not do the research. I do not research myself. That's what Lizzie and Tammy, Angela sometimes do, is they research for me, or you guys. I don't like to research. I like to go in as blind as I can. I do know a little bit about the situation though, because I've been already kind of tapped in and working on it, right? So stuff I got last night has kind of been validated. It doesn't mean it won't repeat. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, and make sure that, you get to know me in the channel before you make any assumptions, whatever. Let's just be kind in the comments. If you don't have anything to say, you don't need to say it here. I don't know why this is coming in, but I just feel like I need to say it. Like, be kind to people in your everyday life. You put out what you put out, you get back. So just want to remind everybody of that. For some reason, Spirit's saying to do that. So I don't know if people are going to make bad comments on this or not. And another thing I want to talk about from my reading last night is, like I was saying, I can't tell if they're going to be found or not. I kind of felt like they were trying to say that. I kept getting the words like miraculous recovery. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be recovered alive. It might mean that they recover the vessel, or I'm not really sure. I kept hearing that, and maybe that's what people are wishing for. Things are always as we perceive them, so I can always misperceive things, and sometimes we don't understand what the perception is until stuff happens, right? So things are as we perceive them, and I'm just going to try to tell you what I see, and we'll have to perceive them the best way that we can. This is a little different than what I'm used to working on. I haven't done a lot of cases like this. The only one I did was the airplane that went missing. I can't even remember the name of it. It came in during a live randomly. I wasn't trying to tap in. That's what I got on that information. And so I always ask that you guys just respect what Spirit gives, okay? That comes in all of my readings. If I'm getting something, it's usually for a reason. I don't question it. And just, no one knows more than Spirit. And I just give what they give, okay? Whether we're misunderstanding it or not. So this is only my second time attempting something like this. And the ocean is very vast. So I will only give you what Spirit gives me. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because I don't know if they're alive or deceased yet, which is something that is very hard to tell. I can always misread that information. So I don't like to say one way or another. I will just give you what I get, and we'll take that as it comes in, and see, because I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to try to work off pictures of them or pictures of the submarine and just see what I can get. Okay. Everyone is, well, there isn't really, well, I guess I should say it. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This is for entertainment purposes only. Your discretion is advised. I'm going to bring on Lizzie now, as we're going to get started on this because I've jibber jabbered enough. Sometimes whenever I tell you guys stuff, it's because I feel led to say it or I'm channeling. People don't realize that. So sometimes when I jibber jabber, it's not me. I feel pulled to say things. So, all right. I'm not being fed information. I am scribbling on a piece of paper, just so everybody knows. I've had some crazy comments about how Tammy was texting me information. It's like, no, I don't like to know information. I don't need to know information. Some of the stuff I get is future. Like, how do you text future information? You can't. But I do have to say, I am feeling jacked up.
Okay.
So I am feeling very lightheaded. I am feeling like I was coughing at the beginning of this. I'm feeling a little out of it. I might be a little ungrounded, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like maybe I'm losing oxygen. My brain is losing oxygen. That's how it feels.
Okay.
And I'm getting a little achiness, like in my neck specifically.
Okay.
Like I'm having a little bit of trouble focusing because of my head feels like it's going to explode at this point.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that would be from being in the pressure, like pressurized. I don't know if that means like pressurized now or pressurized at some point prior.
Okay.
Because say they are deceased, it's something that I would feel from the spirit.
Okay.
So it's either sometimes I can't tell if it's how they're feeling now or if it's what they felt before they passed.
Okay.
Okay. Which I don't think a lot of people understand that, but that's good old clairsentience for you. I can feel what the spirit feels, and sometimes I have a hard time getting like past that. It's like, especially when they make me feel very lightheaded or very like just out of it, almost like a high feeling. It's really hard to do any more than that. But my head is really hurting very badly, honestly. Really bad headache. And I was getting really hot before we came on here because it was a different kind of hot, like spirit energy hot. I think that's what I forgot to say too, is the mic might go out, but it's spirit interference. Oh, and I already did pull cards for this, by the way. I'll share those with you at the end. Which they didn't look good. It's taking me a little bit longer because of what I'm feeling, and I can't get past it. It's hard because I'm focusing on a picture of all of them, and so I think I'm going to go where I'm drawn the most as far as who I want to communicate with. And I'm wondering if this is the CEO. Hold on. I need to see because you sent them separate. Who's the guy in the red vest? Is that the CEO?
Let me pull it up.
He's got gray hair. Actually pretty handsome for an older guy.
Red and gray. Yeah, that's the CEO.
Okay, that's where my pool is for some reason.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so similar something is coming in like it did last night. I hear a mechanical error.
Okay.
They show me a warning light. So I don't know if this is symbolic for like it's like a blinking, but it's the sign, it's literally spelled out warning and it's blinking. So this might be that they were warned beforehand about the ship and how it was, or it might be that it was happening during the time. I'm not really sure because it's just blinking like red, like warning sign.
Well, that makes sense because there were warnings with this vessel beforehand and problems with it in the past.
Okay. He's also saying lost communication. So I don't know if I just realized my goat's gone and he's making noise over there. But I don't know if this is lost communication, like it's almost like did you say that did you say that was connected by Wi-Fi or some stuff like that?
It's it relies on, there's no GPS, so it uses text message to there's like a mothership that this like correlates with. So the mothership will send a text message to tell like the vessel basically where to go. There's no GPS.
But is that like, okay, so that's GPS, but is there any internet connected to that? Because the reason why I'm asking is they're showing me symbolism for an internet sign. Like, like when your Wi-Fi's on and it has this like this.
Yep.
That's how they're showing me, but they're crossing it off. Like it could be a lost communication or a lost internet or it lost something of that.
I'm pretty sure that it does use internet because there was a prior incident where somebody had said that the Wi-Fi was shut off. So I'm going to say that it does have Wi-Fi.
Okay. Sorry. My child is running around crying and I don't know what he's doing.
That's all right.
Okay. Okay. So I hear the words "I'm sorry," and I hear the word "greed." Like maybe warning signs were ignored due to wanting the money for greed. Also, exploration, because I'm hearing exploration, and something with wanting to be the one to do this. Okay. So because it's never been done before, it's not something that's been done with the Navy or anybody. They've never gone that deep.
Okay.
So it's something that besides those two things, like he wanted to be known for.
Okay.
And I also get like this fascination with the Titanic itself. I don't know if there's somewhere in his history or something, or how he got connected to wanting, like being kind of obsessive over the Titanic.
Okay.
It's almost like he became really I don't know, like really kind of obsessive over it a little bit. Hold on one second. I just need to check something.
No, go ahead.
Sorry about that. I think
that's okay.
I knew I should have fed him. He's just gonna have to wait. All right. So yeah, it's kind of coming in with all those things like surrounding it.
Okay.
And I also get like an arrogance about him. Ignoring what people were telling him about this. Almost like I know better than you, or that you guys are like it. That's not gonna make a difference. I'm gonna do it anyways. And my chest is hurting really bad all of a sudden. Like maybe oxygen like you can't take a breath kind of thing. That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
And I could again be feeling how they're feeling, but I don't know. For some reason, the way I'm getting him is it's coming in as if I get a really strong connection, and I get a lot of information, then he wouldn't be alive. But I don't want to say that because again, I can always misread the energy, but sometimes when they come in really strong, or especially the way that I'm feeling when I'm feeling, it doesn't really feel good.
Okay.
But it's almost like he shows me, okay, so they show me, like, I don't know if they actually sit on the way that they show this to me, okay, is, do they come off of a ship, you said?
It's like a, like there's a, what do they call it?
Well, it's almost like, okay, this is what I want to relate it to. So you know how sometimes you have a ship and then you have like the little ships that come off of the big ship?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I want to relate it to. And then it's like they go for a little bit and then they kind of go down like a submarine. Like that's what he's showing me.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm in this thing. So he shows me, like, it's kind of odd because sometimes I can see myself as I'm in or I'm looking, like I'm watching. So I kind of I'm seeing it from both vantage points. I'm seeing it as I'm going down and I'm inside.
Okay.
And then I'm also seeing it like I'm watching it to go down and how it's getting darker and darker.
Okay.
But it's like, it's almost like it, it's kind of going, I mean, it's obvious, I know, but this is just what I'm seeing. It's like, going straight as it goes down and down. Like that's how I'm seeing it.
Okay.
But then it's getting darker and darker as they go down. Okay, I get the words off course.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if when they lost communications, they went off course.
Well, that makes sense because if they lost communication, like you're saying, they would have no GPS because the mothership that communicates with the Titan, which is the submersible, that ship is called Prince, and that sends the messages. So if they lost communication, there would be no GPS. There's no way to tell that submersible where to go.
Okay. So because they show me, it's like they're telling me like they got off course. Like, I still get that zigzagging motion, but I think between getting off course and the current, they're not in the search area. It's
Okay.
like I'm outside of the search area all of a sudden, but it's kind of odd. I don't know if there's like, I don't know much about like what's under the ocean, but I get a reference to something scraping the side.
Okay.
So it could be coral or rock or something, but he shows me, and I don't know if this has happened, at what point this happened, but it's scraping the side. But also, I feel like I wonder how dark it was, or if when they lost communication, they also lost lights. Because I feel like I'm kind of, or whatever lights were in there, however they were seeing, I feel like I'm in the dark, like complete dark.
Okay.
But I keep getting the scrape along the side of it. So I don't know if at some point they hit like rock or coral, or,
Okay.
See, and I would want to say, okay, yeah, so their buoys deployed and they popped up, because I'm getting the buoy the things that go around that cause them to pop up, but at the same time, that doesn't make sense because of what I'm feeling as far as not being able to breathe, the pressure, like I feel like I'm underwater.
Okay.
I get the words depressurized. I don't know if when they lost communication and everything kind of went weird, that if it caused something to depressurize. I don't know how this shit works, so I don't know. I don't know. I just hear the word depressurized, but I also feel like I'm falling. Okay, so once it's almost like once I lose communication and I'm not kind of going woo, like floating like you would in a submarine, it's like I'm falling now.
Okay.
Like straight down falling. So it makes me wonder if, what are you doing? There wasn't something that like once it lost communication and power, I wonder if it would quit going forward and would just kind of fall.
Yeah, the only
like if it depressurized, right? If they lost the pressure, wouldn't that cause it to fall? I don't know how it works. I mean, I would think they would have things that would pop them up, but it's almost like depressurized would lose air, right? So if you depressurize a cabin for an airplane, the oxygen mask comes down, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting relation to.
Okay.
Is if you're depressurizing the cabin in an airplane, it's almost like the same thing. So something happened with, it feels like something happened with like the oxygen or the pressure, something with the pressure shifted with this whole situation.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm making sense because I don't know how shit works. So
well, what
I'm
they're
not
saying,
a scientist.
what they're saying is with the submersible is like it's completely sealed. So even if it was like to pop up, like you need somebody to open this. So if there was a leak or something like that and it wasn't completely sealed, that would probably cause.
Which makes me wonder, it depends on if, say it's dark and they can't see and they're off course and they hit some coral or a rock like the Titanic did with the ice.
Yes.
And it caused some sort of something, then they would depressurize and they would fall. Because I get like a free falling feeling or a fall.
Yep.
And honestly, they show me the Titanic. So I wonder if they are somewhere close to the Titanic. Or like they almost got like, I hear like a mile, like maybe a mile from the Titanic. Because location wise, I'm trying to figure out, it's just really hard to do. So they're going to have to give me reference points, right?
Yep.
So, because I'm in the freaking ocean right now. So,
yeah.
What they show me is they do show me like land, like the land comes out. Okay. I don't know how close to that land. It's almost like I want to shoot out from that land. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Okay.
Because I know last night I was getting like land, island, something like that. But it's also possible I could be picking up the underground mountains.
Okay.
But I still see like I don't know if wherever the land is, it kind of pokes out like that. Like it, sometimes land goes out into the ocean and it makes like this.
Yeah, like
I don't know why they're showing me that. So it's like I feel like I wonder how far from the boat it was to the Titanic. Did they say like how far they make? I'm imagining they go really close to it, right? Or as close as they can.
Yeah, like
it's mostly that they probably have to go just a little bit and then just keep going down. So I imagine they don't go far from the Titanic. So it just makes me wonder if somehow I feel like they got off course, okay, but they're still not far from the Titanic, like maybe within a mile. That's the way that it's coming in.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's right or not, but I don't feel good about them being found alive. I think when I was getting the found, like maybe they'll find the ship and it's more like, or the submersible.
Okay.
But it's more like because I hear the words call off search. So I don't know if at some point they call off the search, but then down the road it might be found by independent company, or the Navy comes into play like really strong.
like if they have something to do with finding it.
Okay.
Because I keep getting like the Navy, and I know they were going to look for it, so that's not something I didn't know, but they're showing me the Navy.
Okay.
And I hear like what is the word I'm trying to think of? It's almost like they do some kind of something to like a specific submarine that they have to go deeper. Like they make it more, and this might, I don't know if this is going to happen now or later on.
Okay.
Like there might be an explorer that's like, oh, I want to find this ship.
Okay.
Kind of like the missing aircraft, like kind of like that. Like we might get something like that on down the road if they don't find it now. I can't tell right now.
Okay.
Like if they're gonna find them anytime soon or not.
Okay.
Because all day I've been feeling like we're racing against the clock.
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm just wondering if I was picking up, like when I was seeing the rescue yesterday, that it was they were showing me the woman because there was a woman on the last one, but not on this one. So they were trying to tell me that was prior situation.
Okay.
But like again, it's all in how we perceive it. I don't know if any of them are going to be. I can't say that if any of them are going to be alive or not. It's not looking great, and it's not feeling great.
Okay.
The way that I feel. That doesn't mean at some point we won't find the ship or something to that nature.
Okay.
Okay, so like he wanted to be like a, I don't know if like he just wanted to be like an explorer. It comes in like maybe he was always kind of like that, like in his personality, like he liked to explore things and do new things. And I also feel like maybe an adrenaline junkie at certain points in his life. And okay, I ignored it all. So I feel like he's looking back on his wishing that he wouldn't have ignored things that he ignored.
That makes sense.
And I feel like this company is going to be in major trouble over this.
Well, they already have one
lawsuit. There's
pending.
negligence. There's negligence here. But
yep.
And it's not just on him. Well, it is on him, and if he's not there anymore, you can't really sue him. But the company was still his, and the company I feel like is going to be. It's probably going to go under. It's going to get sued. Like this is not.
Yeah.
He's admitting negligence on his. He's admitting turning a blind eye.
Okay. Well, that makes sense because
does this thing have a propeller or no?
Yes.
Okay, there's something with the propeller because she shows me the propeller, but I see the propeller stop working, so that would go along with falling. Like if your propeller is not going to push you, I imagine you fall, right? So I'm wondering if like the propeller got stuck with something like a seaweed or something like that got stuck in the propeller. That kind of comes into. I'm seeing the propeller.
Yeah,
so something
I know.
happened with it.
Yeah, I know that. There was like an article that I had read that when somebody had brought up about some of the issues with this submersible, basically he said that it's like it still had a propeller and stuff. So I will validate that for you. I did read that it does have a propeller.
That it didn't have one, or
it did.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, because I'm like I'm seeing the propeller like really clearly. So there was something with the propeller that also. I feel like there's a bunch of different things that happened. Like it's a perfect storm.
Okay.
Between scraping the side, the propeller, like I feel like the propeller, something happened where I keep seeing like seaweed or something stuck in it.
Okay.
At some point, like it's almost like when I hit the side of whatever I hit. because it's almost like it's dark before that, or I can't see it, or I don't have control of it. Okay, so then it's kind of almost like the thing is out of control at the, not like really fast, but just like you can't really stir it because it lost connection. So but it's like it's hit like the underground rocks or the coral or something that sticks out. It's almost like it scraped that, but at the same time, the propeller got mixed up in something that's in the water, like a seaweed or something of that sort. That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
And I get like off course. Like, okay, so say if we were going in a straight line, okay, we're going from the ship to the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for some reason, I hope my direction isn't off, because I also feel again like the current has pushed and I'm zigzagging, or I feel like it's pushing pressure, like the current is pushing me. And I don't know which. It seems like the current would move to the left, but for some reason I feel like I'm at the right.
Okay.
Like if I'm facing this way and I'm like the Titanic's down there and the boat's here, like I want to go off to the right, which I'm hoping I'm not being mirrored, but that's what it feels like. Like I want to be. I don't know why they're giving me that way.
Okay.
But it's almost like the searchers need to expand the search area.
Okay.
I hear by 5 miles. They need to expand it, but I'm not just talking about out, like forward. I'm talking about all around.
Okay.
Because I feel like, but at the same time, I feel like I'm not too far from the Titanic, like a mile or so, mile and a half. Like I get like a mile, but sometimes my stuff is usually on with my miles, there's also, I hear, what is a divot? Do they even have divots in underground, underwater stuff? It's almost like they're saying the word divot. Okay, so that could mean like, I take it as I'm hidden. Like I'm kind of hidden in kind of like what I got with the airplane, or they're referencing that because it's very similar, because that's also in the water, but it's a divot, like a little space that maybe the underwater mountains are hiding a little bit.
Okay.
Or like a hole, look, can you look up what divot means? I think it's like a little hole, and I don't even know, it just might be what he's calling it. It doesn't mean that that's the actual term. I'm pretty sure it's kind of like a little hole. That's what I'm seeing it as, like like kind of like a little hole, or yeah, because I feel like there's rocks or something around me.
A small dent, a small depression, or hollow.
Okay, so that could be in the water, right? Too.
Yeah, because I mean, you have like erosion and stuff like that with the ocean floor and tides, so that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and I also get that 500 yards again. I don't know what that means. I don't even know how big that is. Is that like the size of a football field? Like I don't know what it is.
I think so.
Because he was referencing a football. No, I don't know what that means though. I don't know 500 yards from where. How many yards is a mile?
Well, that's 1,500 feet. 500 yards is 1,500 feet.
And how many yards is a mile, or how many feet is a mile?
Oh wait, 50 yards is a football field, not 500.
Okay, 50 yards is a football field. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not good at measurements, so I don't know how far 500 yards is and where they're talking about. Is it 500 yards from the Titanic? Is it 500 yards?
500 yards is 0.284 of a mile.
So they could be saying they're within a mile from the Titanic and they're about 500 yards?
They could be.
Because I sometimes my mileage is like within that mile. It's not exactly a mile, like it's within the mile.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because I heard 500 yards.
Okay. 500 yards. Wait.
It's really hard to like see under the ocean.
I bet. I bet. And I just want to say, like, when you said it when, like, just to validate it, when you said it was like dark, the last time this had went down, it did get lost previous, and they said that it was just black.
That's what I'm getting. It's black. Like they couldn't. I can't see anything, and I don't know if there's lights inside that thing or not.
There is, but they're not the greatest.
Yeah,
That was another
it
issue
feels like
with it.
it feels like the lights blink and then they go out anyways.
Okay.
It just feels like this was in there's something with the current too being really strong, or something that's like pushing this thing around, or did, to where maybe that's what pushed it into the I don't really know how strong the current is underneath, but it's like at the perfect storm. Like all of these things went wrong. It kind of reminds me of like a movie where they take something underground or like in the water and everything goes wrong.
Okay.
And then they're stuck. But the odd thing is I do keep seeing like a hook like pulling it up.
Okay.
But they might drop it from higher. I don't even know if that's possible, but there's something about like sonar or special sonar or something that someone's going to either come up with or have that's a little bit stronger than what they have sonar wise. I also hear like underwater drone. I wonder how far an underwater drone could go. Because I feel like they're really close to the bottom and really close to the Titanic, but they might be a little bit further up because I'm in a divot, like mountain divot thing.
Okay. That's
like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to draw this right. It's going to look funny. Just bear with me. And this is reference points, and I don't know how accurate it will be. Okay. All right, this is funny. All right, so this is like the divot. Like I'm getting the little things there, but it's higher than where the Titanic is.
Okay.
The Titanic's this way. It's like I'm kitty corner to the Titanic somehow. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. It's so hard to do these ones because it's like I kind of just have to tell you guys what I see underneath. But I remember last time I got a number for the airplane and everybody's like, no. But then when we looked it up, it was something that validated like the 50,000 or something like that.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm going by, he says 500. That's the second time I've gotten 500 feet. I got it last night too.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that's like 500 feet from the bottom, 500 feet from the Titanic. I don't know. There's definitely a 500 feet something. Or what was it, feet that I said?
Yards.
Sorry.
500 yards.
That didn't sound right. 500 yards. I knew the feet didn't sound right. It was like they were correcting me. I was like, wait, I didn't say that before. So yeah, 500 yards. I wonder if they're going to use cameras. It's weird. I keep seeing a drone with like a camera on it.
Okay.
But I just don't know how far they can take those down unless somebody like makes something new. But I think that there's stuff that exists that we don't realize exists.
Okay.
Like that's one thing I was like, oh, that, you know, my mind was saying, no, they're not going to find them. But I keep being told about the technology. Like there's so much we can do with the technology that I don't think we even realize it.
Okay. That makes sense.
I don't know. My head hurts like crazy now. And I got really hungry all of a sudden. So I don't know. Maybe they were really hungry.
Oh, well, probably. They've been down there for...
I mean, like I said, I don't know if they're all alive. If if one's alive, I don't know. I feel like with the depressurized, like that, if that happens in an airplane, you're not.
Okay.
You know?
Yep.
Because when it happens, that's why they dropped the oxygen. If they didn't have any oxygen, it would have taken out all the air, and
Yeah.
He's saying he should have had more safety measures on that thing. That's what he's saying. I mean, he sees that now.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's kind of saying that he should have had the mothership like we're aliens
Yeah,
closer
I know.
to I don't know why I said the mothership, but
I said it before too.
Closer to the Titanic, and like had like a really long rope attached to that thing or something, so that if
Okay.
anything happened, it could be reeled up. I don't know why I'm seeing that. Maybe that was an idea he's saying he wish he would have had, so that they could have reeled him. They wouldn't have got like it wasn't free falling or free lost in the ocean. You know.
Yeah.
It would be connected to something.
Okay.
But I think maybe they thought that would get hooked on something or something like that. I don't know why I'm seeing that. It's kind of weird. They're showing me that. I have absolutely no idea why I'm getting that. Maybe they do have a hook for something for a period of time or something. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of weird that he's showing me that. I hear the word ping, so I don't know if they're gonna ping it.
Okay.
They're gonna ping it, and it's gonna hit a ping or something. There's something about a ping that's coming in. I can't get past the hunger, man. I don't know if that's my own hunger from using energy or what the heck it is. I'm starving.
I was trying to see if I could look for a picture of maybe what the ocean floor looks like in that area. I did see that there is.
I don't know. I just keep getting like a divot. Like they're like in a divot.
Well, they have what's called, but I don't know in that area, trench pockets in the ocean.
I imagine that
Ocean
would be the same thing. It's just I know the word divot, so they would give it to me like that. It's something similar to what that is. So some kind of
Scenic
pocket
trench.
or something. Yes. Yeah. So, and I don't know if what I drew would be considered a trench or not. I guess so. Because also the cards I pulled, one was mountains, so that makes me feel like they're in like I take it as like the ocean mountains or the rocks or whatever that are underneath in the ocean. It's almost like it's I feel like it's bare like the way that they show it to me, it's kind of like sideways in this little pocket.
Okay.
And I can only see like a certain side of it, like it's like shiny, like if a light hits it or something like that, it shines, but not like or it reflects off. So that's the only way that you kind of see it.
Okay.
That's how it comes across, is that it's kind of like a little bit hidden in this pocket, like if you don't really know where to look for it or whatever. But I still feel like that sonar's coming in for some reason. If they were to ping it in the right area or something, I don't know. It's because I keep getting the ping, and what they keep showing me is, you know how you watch those people that get on boats with their sonar, and they show you the like the red and blue, or the how the sonar looks on the screen. They're showing me that for some reason.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're going around with boats with sonar or something like that, or if I wonder if there's a submarine that has sonar where they could get a little bit closer to it. Like that kind of comes in. I do hear recovery though, so I feel at some point
They're gonna recover it.
yeah, I think the way it's coming across, like I said, I don't know if like the way that they're saying it, they're probably not alive because of the depressurization, like getting that and the way that I feel. But it's I keep hearing recovery, like they will recover it. I feel at some point, some way that might even be just like it might just happen at some point.
Okay.
You know, like sometime you might find someone that, you know, you have those people that go after freaking buried treasure and they come across it, or they go after something in the ocean and they come across it. Like if it'll be found the way it's meant to be found, kind of thing.
Okay.
But it might not be for a while because they show. I don't know. I want to say that. And that might be symbolic. It might be symbolic. I don't know. Like, I hate to say one way or another. I don't want to say one way or another. I don't want to say, oh yeah, you know, they're going to be found alive, or oh yeah, they're not. Like, because of the depressurization, it makes me feel like they're not. Because of that and falling, like there's no oxygen if they depressurized.
Yeah.
Like you would in an ocean. And I heard that and I felt the falling. So, because he shows me like skeletons like inside the submarine or submersible. So that makes me feel. Hold on one second. Hey, hold on. Dude, you got to stop doing that stuff. So that makes me feel like maybe they won't be found for a bit, but I don't know. I don't know if it's symbolic or not.
Well, at some point, well, it would have been yesterday my time, they did use additional sonar devices were deployed. So
okay, different than what they have now, or different than what they normally use.
That I'm not sure. They heard some banging when they deployed sonar, so they thought maybe, I guess it might have been the Titan, but I guess it was believed to not be.
Well, even if they depressurize, it depends on if it's like a slow leak. I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, I feel like he's connecting to me in spirit.
Okay.
Just because of the way I'm feeling.
Okay.
See, I really got confused last night with seeing the woman being saved, but again, I think I was picking up on the fact that it went missing before, and there was a woman on there, and they were taking, like, that's what I think I was picking up on.
Okay.
And I think maybe I didn't know that, so I perceived it as now, but as we all know, I can get past. So why Spirit showed that, I don't know.
Okay.
But I do keep getting miraculous recovery, so at some point they're going to recover, and I don't know if anybody's going to be alive or not, but.
Well, maybe you're getting
it might
that.
just be
Because
no one expects it. No one expects it to be recovered, and it will be.
Well, and plus the weight of it, they're going to need something that's going to be able to pull this from the ocean floor.
Which I get, like a huge hook.
So that might be why it's a miraculous recovery. Because I think it weighs like 28,000 pounds or something like that.
That's a lot. It's heavy. That's like if it would have fallen, it would have fallen like a ton of bricks, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the water would have helped it, but it still would have felt pretty fast if it got depressurized.
Yep.
Because I feel like I'm in the ocean. I don't feel like anything popped and they popped up anywhere or anything like that. And I wasn't saying that last night either. I was just saying what I was seeing on the surface above them.
And like with him ignoring like all the like warnings and stuff.
That might be
like,
why he was showing me the literal warning sign. I mean, it can mean both things. That he
Yeah,
was
because
warned before and it went off. There was a warning system that went off when this happened too.
well, I guess this was like on the waiver that you sign, it's listed as an experimental vessel. So like it's not regulated or certified by like any of like the regulatory bodies, whoever does that.
I honestly don't know why anybody would want to pay to do this, but
You couldn't pay
whatever.
me to do it.
He couldn't pay me to do it either. But some people are thrill seekers, and
Yeah.
I think he might have been like a really good salesperson.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that he, like I said, there's an arrogance of.
Well, it's funny that you say that because there's a pending lawsuit from 2018, and when this was supposed to, I guess, initially go down, there was supposed to be a couple on board, and it kept getting pushed off and pushed off. And he actually came and met with them like a salesman and told them that, oh no, it's gonna go down next year, and they actually ended up paying the rest like in full. But they never ended up going on the excursion to see the Titanic. So
Yeah, that's where he's saying like the greed came in. Like he sees it now, like his humans, like a lot of the mistakes he made, and he's talking about how he put lives at risk. He put lives at risk. He knows he put lives at risk now, and I think even then, but I think there was an arrogance of, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be okay. Like he just thought if he ignored, some people think if they ignore stuff, it's just gonna go away. Like that's kind of like how it feels.
Okay.
Honestly, and the thing is, I don't get like a bad guy feeling from him, like on a soul level.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think he made a lot of. He says reckless mistakes. Like I made a lot of reckless mistakes, and I feel like money was a motivator for the reckless mistakes. That and him wanting to be like the one to make it to the Titanic.
Okay.
Because as we know, it's not really ever been done before. And so it's like a go down in history books type thing,
Yep.
I don't know what more else I can get, honestly. So do we know if the one rich guy with the son also had a wife? Do we know if he's married or ex-wife? I don't know. I just keep getting an I love you to family.
That is Hamish Harding.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
What chewing stuff, dude? And was there another?
They said that Hamish was like an incredible aviation explorer.
I was just gonna say, was he was there a scientist down there? Right before you said that, I was gonna say, was there a scientist?
I don't know exactly. He liked to do like different types of things, so that they were saying that he would be like he on other explorations. I guess he was in like maybe tight situations. They were saying he would be the one to keep everybody calm because he was in tight situations before with doing different explorations and stuff like that. He actually went in Jeff Bezos. What did Jeff Bezos send up last year?
I don't know. Like that might be where the explorer thing comes in, because I can be picking up more than one. But it feels. I hear the word slow leak. Like there is a slow leak in the and there might have been some that didn't make it right away, and then depending on the health conditions, but then some that maybe
Okay.
we're there for a while, and then I don't know, because he says slow leak with it, so that tells me there's like a slow leak of oxygen or a slow leak of depressurization. I don't know necessarily like a slow leak of water. It's more like the oxygen in there. Like I don't see it filling up with water. I don't see it exploding or anything like that. They're not showing me that. They show me it's stuck in like this little divot, but it's like he's talking about like a slow leak of oxygen or losing oxygen slowly, which makes sense because of the way that I feel.
Okay.
So their oxygen would go out faster, but he there's some kind of scientist or someone that knows a lot about science.
Okay, he is married.
Okay.
And
because I was getting an I love you, a rose, like I'm sorry, like, but she knew like this is how he was. He liked to explore and do things like that, like, because I get like the exploration kind of feeling, like, and he wanted it to be a bonding thing for him and his son. And I think also he overlooked any kind of thing that could have went wrong just because he wanted to experience it. Like he comes across as someone that really wanted to experience a lot in life. Live life on the edge kind of thing, and there's that adrenaline feeling again, but he also wanted to be like, tell people, oh, I did this and I did that, like it's a good story to tell people.
Okay.
That he puts off that kind of thing too, and like that's what he liked to spend his money on. And I think too is it comes in as, and I noticed that when I work with you sometimes I zone out. I never did that before, but it comes in as like I think he was looking to invest into this company or invest into this idea to make things better. And I feel like that was part of the reason for going down there.
Okay.
And
are you picking up on Hamish, or are you picking up on the other guy that's there? Because
I don't freaking know who I'm picking up on. I just know that I got an I love you from the family because I was shown the father and son, and then now I'm picking up all this. So whoever this fits.
The father and son is Daywood. He's the one that went down with his son. So he's also a billionaire, but he's an investor. That Hamish is the British billionaire who also likes to explore. They both seem like they do.
Yeah, and I think that one of them, like whoever it fits, was looking to invest into this project to make it better, but it was like he had to go on it first.
Okay.
See if it was something he wanted to invest in.
Okay.
Because I get like circles of same people, as in that's how they were gonna like, I don't know if this guy, the CEO, like tried to find them. Because I feel like they kind of all ran in like the same circles, or he knew people in those circles, and that's how it kind of came up. Like they talked about it. I feel like there was an investment opportunity here for one of them, or they thought there was. Like if this worked out, he was going to invest in it, or that's one reason why they went on it.
Okay.
Besides the exploration, but I feel like there's an investment thing here.
Okay.
Or they were looking at it as an investment opportunity, because I hear, like, if you think about it, like if you can get something to safely go down to the Titanic, how much money is that going to make you, and how much, you're going to have people like them that wanted to explore, and that's like a history thing. Stop it, Aurora.
No, that's true.
So that's like a go down in history thing. Like I get that, all that vibe around this. Like they wanted to kind of be known for something like this, because no one's ever made it to like the Titanic in this way. Like it's almost like I'm arrogant, like the Navy can't even do it, or like the United States doesn't even have something to do this, so we're gonna build something to do it. And this, I hear prototype, so I don't even know if this is like the real thing, but this feels like a prototype or something they were testing. And there was probably plans, because I get like blueprints to make something better and nicer, to where they could have like full-on tours, like a real submarine with tours. Like that's how it comes across.
Okay.
Later on down the line, that's something that the investment and everything was going to go to. Like it was going to go in that direction. That's the way it comes across. Like they wanted to do something that no one's ever done before.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, because right in the contract or the waiver, said experimental vessel. So if it
Yeah.
didn't
I didn't know
have,
you said that, but I was hearing like prototype. Like this is not like what they wanted to end up with.
yep,
It's just but for some reason it's like this guy talked him into it, telling him it was safe, and he knew it wasn't. And he felt like if he went with them, like it would make him feel safer. Like he wasn't gonna send it. But it also felt like a kind of like a business trip, honestly. Like it comes across like it was kind of a business thing too. You know, I mean, they paid for it, yes, but it's almost like they're investing in it while they're paying for it. But it's also like a business venture, or they were like a business meeting, like all these guys in all this business, you know, they're gonna get together and talk and experience this. Like that's how it comes across.
okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, like almost like a way of marketing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Because he was trying to show them, I guess, and I think at some point they would have made it more affordable for like certain people, but maybe it would have like less perks or something. I don't know, but
okay, there was
like a tour. I hear tour. Like they wanted to make this like a tour.
a tour. Maybe they would eventually make it more affordable for others, like
Yeah, down the line. I mean, right now it's all about money and stuff, but I feel like they wanted people. It came across as like we still want them to like experience it. I don't know. You know how like people with a lot of money are.
Oh yeah. There was he was a comedy writer for The Simpsons, Mike Reese. He was on it with 3 dives, and on all 3 dives, it lost communication.
Which I think has something to do again with the internet thing, because they showed me the internet and then they crossed it out. So I don't think that they realized that it doesn't reach down into the water.
Okay.
Like if they wanted to do like the way that they should have done this is like have a real controlled submarine where you have the controls, because if it loses whatever with that other ship, then you're shit out of luck.
Well, it had a controller, but it was like a PlayStation.
No, but I mean the other ship is the one in charge, right?
Yes.
So if that communication goes down or the internet goes down or whatever, because they showed it to me as like the internet thing and then they cross it out. Like when you use internet, you're screwed. It's kind of that kind of thing. So they should have just made it to where they have a pilot drive the thing like a real submarine and just make it to where it can go down, like make it to where it can go down. Like doing it that way, I know it feels like they're trying to do like more technological stuff. Maybe I don't know, maybe controls wouldn't work down that deep. I don't really know how all that shit goes, but it's almost like that would have been a better option.
Yeah. See, I think he was under the impression like no matter what anybody said to him, it was like, nope, it's still gonna work, because like he had like the lights that were in it, I guess, were like cheap on the inside of it. I don't know. I never heard of the place, like from Camping World, and it was like a $30 like gaming remote, like for I don't know whether it's PlayStation or computer or something. And he was under the impression that even if it didn't communicate with the mothership, he still had this control and would still be able to move around. But it seemed like every time that they've taken that out, they've had problems with it, and this is just,
you would think after the first time they would change it, but he's saying he was stubborn.
Okay.
Like he just wanted to do things a certain way and no one could talk him out of it.
Okay.
Like that's kind of what he's saying, and he's like I get like he sees all the mistakes now. I keep hearing business opportunity. Like this was a business opportunity.
Okay.
But he just says like, I feel like he's like saying like I should have listened to the experts because I was not an expert. He had a little bit of knowledge, but he was no expert.
Okay.
He just had ideas that he ran with. And he says the ideas were flawed. Of course, he didn't see that as a human. We never do.
Yeah,
He
that's
just wanted
true.
things a certain way. You know, he wanted them to go a certain way, and he was going to make it work that way.
Yeah, and I'm
That
sure
was just his
cost too.
personality. It was just his personality. You know.
You know, with cost and
Yeah, and
it's less profit.
he's a little cheap. Like he says, he's a little cheap, and this was about money. He was going to make money from it, but I mean, putting the thing together was pretty expensive. So it's almost like he had to do it. He wanted to do it like different too. I feel like there's like he wanted to make it different than what, like, so people could be like, oh my gosh, like you can do that with like a remote control, you know, like that kind of thing. Like, make it kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
He has that very like, there's like an arrogance about him, like I said, but he's also like very businesslike, like very like I don't even know how to like explain him, like describe him. He wanted to be in that rich world.
Okay.
I think that was a lot of his motivation.
Money and greed.
That's what he's saying. I'm not really getting much more. I mean, I don't know what else I can get. I'm not.
Yep.
As far as location wise, I don't. I'm like, is there anything else you want to say? I hear I'm sorry. So he's very sorry for. He knows that it was his negligence that caused this. And he says, I'm sorry to the families. Getting like a huge like I'm sorry. He's like, I know it doesn't change things.
Yeah.
But he says we learn from it. So regardless, I think he learned what for future companies that may want to do this, what you don't do.
Yeah.
And it comes across as maybe that was part of the lessons.
Okay.
Or part of why this happened is there's always a bigger thing behind things that happen like this, and sometimes, you know, it just comes across as like they'll learn from that situation in the long run. And he's like, we all chose this together. So everybody takes responsibility for going on the trip, knowing that there was hazards to it.
Okay.
But there's a lot of like, I love you to my family, and whoever has the wife, there's a red rose being given, and I love you and I'm sorry. Like, and I hear like I shouldn't have taken our son, so I hear that too.
Okay.
Like I wanted, it was like there was a bonding thing for them.
Okay.
But now he's looking back and he was like, it was reckless to take my son with me on this.
Okay.
And making him sign a waiver because they all read the waiver. They know what the waiver said.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And there's almost something where the son wanted to back out. There's something coming in about the son just like not really wanting to go or backing out. And then his dad, it'll be okay.
Okay.
Or someone had a bad feeling. I want to go towards the younger energy for the bad feeling. My chest hurts with that. So I don't know if he almost backed out or he had a bad feeling. He had like that, you know, when you get that like gut feeling, and sometimes we follow it, sometimes we ignore it, and sometimes we listen to it. But it was kind of like that. I get that. I'd be curious if there was ever a point where he maybe said to one of the crew, watch, well, we may never know this. Like, I don't want to do this, or, you know, something to that effect. I feel like there was a conversation with him and dad where he tried to talk his dad out of it at some point.
Okay.
But I also feel like an adventurous spirit with him too, like expert, like he's like his dad.
Okay.
It's almost like they're very similar in the things that they like to do, and I wonder if they didn't do something together, other things together like this, is similar, like a bonding thing. Oh, my chest hurts so bad. He says we're going down in history, just not the way we wanted to.
Oh.
I'm trying to see if like there's anything I can get that will help. I just don't know. Like I just hear off course. Like they need to go off course more. I think maybe they're focused on like a specific area on where they would have went, but they need to go outside that area of where they're thinking.
Okay.
A wider kind of search area. And again, they're looking for, it's not going to be really seen, like it's almost like I see it like on its side, like in the divot. Like I keep kind of similar how I saw the airplane, but the way that they showed me the airplane was it was you know, it was bigger and there was half like the tail and stuff was missing and it was like sideways and you could see it more. This one you can't really see it, but the divot's like whoop, like that, like a little pocket. Okay. I don't know how it would have fallen in a pocket, but that's what they keep showing me anyways. I'm getting super hot with that. I was getting heat flashes over here. I don't know. I swear it's not menopause. They're giving me heat flashes. So I'm wondering if that's like a validation because of the timing of getting the heat flash with that.
It very well could be, you know, a validation with it.
But it is like I hear, like, I feel like at some point they have to be found because I don't know. It's just weird. She shows me like them skeletons on the inside, the hook pulling it, like it getting pulled up out of the water. I just don't think they're going to get to them in time. But that, like, again, miraculous recovery, the fact that they recover the ship at all is what Spirit could have meant by that.
Oh, yeah, because it'll be amazing
how we
if
perceive it. Because he's showing me like a watch and clock ticking, time ticking away. And I do feel like, again, there was a leak with the oxygen somehow. I don't really know how it works. I'm not an engineer, so if I get it wrong, I apologize. But that I'm just trying to explain what they show me. So however it makes sense with what I'm saying is what Spirit's trying to say. But I don't know. He keeps showing me a watch. It could be symbolic or something with his watch, but like maybe it stopped at the time that this crashed or something like that. He's showing me the watch.
Okay.
But it's clicking, like ticking away. He's also showing he's showing me in two different ways. He shows it stopped and then he shows it ticking. So I don't really know what that means. It could mean two different things. One symbolic and one not. I just feel that like I'm free falling in this thing. I hear the word accident. So, and that goes along with the cards. I'm going to show you guys what I got with the cards right now. I feel messed up. I keep trying to get more, but it's like, what can I see under this stupid ocean? Can't see anything. Okay, so I pulled these ahead of time because I was like, I need to see what the heck these cards say. I don't really understand the runaway card. I don't really get that.
Maybe it can mean like it was like a, like, you know how you said like falling, like maybe the vessel itself was a runaway, like it ran away off course.
You know what? That's very possible. That's if you're, because this is for like people, right? So that would make sense for a vessel. Yeah, it was like because they had no control over it. So good. Good thinking.
See, I'm learning.
You're learning. And then we have accident. Okay. Unfortunately, the death card. And natural causes, which makes sense because they would have lost oxygen. They wouldn't be able to breathe. So it might have affected their, that's the closest we're going to get to that. Then there's really only a couple cards in there that make sense. The water and mountain. So that goes back to what I'm getting, the underwater mountains and the water.
Yep.
Then we have, and this I think is picking up on the family that's in there. We have royalty because they were of influence.
Yeah.
Go figure. There was a dad on board. I don't know if there was more than one.
Wait, what was that one you got?
What that card is, huh?
What was the last one you got?
Parental figure.
Oh, okay. The dad and son.
I don't know if someone was a Democrat. I don't know what that is for. I usually don't even pull those, but and family. So they all had they had families, a lot of them. I don't know if they all did or not, but and then we have so I pulled the intuition card, which I always take this card as my intuition's right about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I take it every time I get it. It's like a yes card for me.
Okay.
I don't really understand the secret card. There may have been some secrets surrounding it. Maybe they knew about stuff and didn't say it as it happened. Secret, that kind of secrets.
Or
A timeline.
like things wrong with the ship. They
Yeah.
knew and figured to go anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But they didn't tell anybody, including the members on board.
Yeah.
Timeline issue. I don't know. I don't really know what that means, other than the timeline. Oh, I do know what it means. They went 8 hours without contacting anybody. That's okay. A time issue. And I think they were trying to figure out, and they didn't want to get in trouble. They're like, oh shoot, we lost it. Now what do we do? Let's try to find it so we don't get sued or we don't go to jail or something,
And I also read an article too that the rescue was not done right away because they were waiting for paperwork or something.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. But anyways, we won't go there. I don't understand this. What the affair card is? No idea. Drama, because there was drama surrounding this because he was ignoring it. It was being told there was people fired. Like there's all kinds of drama around it. The jealousy card. I think he was really jealous actually of rich people. Like he wanted to be rich. That's the way I'm gonna take it. Lies, because he did lie. I mean, he lied about everything being safe and shit. So there's lies in that. Fired. There was somebody fired around the situation. So
yeah, he was actually I wrote him down when I was reading about it.
And the last one is healing. So it's an interesting last card to pull. But
the director of Ocean Gate, they fired him because he wanted a lot of the safety things, I guess, improved. He wanted to make improvements on the vessel or something.
Yeah.
And they ended up firing him.
Yep. Unfortunately. So once again, my cards are accurate. That's why when they don't match what I get, I freak out. I pulled the murder-suicide card, but I didn't take it. It was the last card I pulled. But when you think about it, negligent. It was negligent enough to be that.
Yeah, really. And who knows even what I mean, you have 5 people down there and they all need oxygen.
Yeah. So I did pull that card, but when you look at it as the way of he was negligent, he knew it, he went in, he took them anyway. So in a way, it is
murder suicide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, but it is.
Yeah. So I didn't pull it, but now that I think about it, I'm like, okay, the card makes sense. So.
Yeah.
This is a heavy one. This was a hard one. I don't do a lot of these like missing things. They're hard. Like it's the ocean.
Yeah.
So
there's like no landmarks and stuff.
Exactly. And I mean, the same thing with the airplane. I got a lot of people telling me what they said happened, but I can give you guys what Spirit is giving me, and that's what I go by. Yeah. People can have their thoughts and opinions. That's fine. But I'm always going to believe Spirit over what people think.
Yeah.
just the way I'm going to do it. That doesn't mean I don't second guess and stuff because I am human, but still, they were there. So whether I perceive it right or not, that's who I trust. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you guys are around tomorrow at 3:00 Pacific time, we'll be doing a live. I think that's it. Thank you, Lizzie, for sitting in.
Thank you for having me.
See you guys next time.